Hopefully that's focusing. Hi. I have my computer right in front of me, surviving on 16% of battery, but here we go. Hi, welcome to this review about Mulan. For context, in this video I'll be using both Mandarin and English to put myself out there. Mostly in English, but if I actually speak in Mandarin, then I will put in subtitles for this. This is exactly what they should have done for Mulan. If you watch as much Chinese dramas as I do, you will understand what I mean when I tell you that this goddamn movie is so cringy to hear the lines in the movie, right? One of the most important things I see in creating a movie or like making a movie nice to watch is the script. One is how the lines are written, and then two is how they are delivered. And in Mulan, there are issues with both of these. Firstly is the incredibly awkward lines that you could tell was probably directly translated from like the Chinese versus pretty much like I think like 40 minutes into the movie, the bad guy was like, "You were a scorned dog. When I sit at the throne, the dog will have a home." Yeah, here's a clip.
A scorned dog. When I sit on the throne, that dog will have a home.
The line works, but you could obviously say that it would definitely sound better if it was in Mandarin. For example, that line translated would be 你只是一只没人爱的狗，而本王桌上王位过后，那只狗就会有一个家可回。You know, it sounds more vicious and it has more feeling and like levels towards it if they made this in Chinese. In Mandarin, well, I can't even speak right now. There is this part in the beginning of the film where Mulan's coming back and she's talking about, when I came riding back, there was 2 rabbits. Yeah, that's the scene. Sorry, my phone. Yeah, play that scene.
Black Queen and I rode alongside, 2 rabbits running side by side. I think one was a male, one was a female.
Imagine watching this with no subtitles. I wasn't watching it with subtitles. And she's like mumbling all her words and you're like, okay, trying to translate that in my mind. It takes you like 5 seconds to like roughly get what the hell she just said. And then they move on to the next line, so you're kind of confused. And it's like, if I can't understand her in English and I still have to read subtitles to understand her speaking in English, then isn't it better for you to just make the film in Mandarin and then just give us English subtitles for people who don't know Mandarin? It's the same thing for Parasite. Right, they did that for Parasite. Why didn't they do that for Mulan? She comes back and she's like mumbling and whatever, and you don't understand what the hell she's saying. And then the mom goes, "We have great news. The matchmaker has found you an auspicious match."
We have excellent news. The matchmaker has found you an auspicious match.
So she gets shocked for a while, and then the dad's like, "Yes, Mulan, it is decided. Come and sit down." What the hell is this? Mulan 啥都没有说，然后你突然说 "Yes, Mulan, it is decided." Like 更离谱的是，过后木兰的反应竟然是这样的。
Yes. It is best. I will bring honor to us all.
13 seconds. 13 seconds of straight silence. And her face was like the same. You couldn't see any emotion that she had. Nothing. Okay. There are obviously issues with the lines. There are also very stuck issues with the storyline. What is the point of making her having so many chi power? Like suddenly, because she has chi, she's like this witch because she has like powers and whatever. And I know that they said try to make it realistic, right? 他们需要做这个电影比较真实一点 so they took away 魔术 they took away that 帅哥 I don't know what is his name, but it's like, and then they added a witch for no apparent reason, and she wasn't even that difficult to when you have a villain like in the animated version, right, it's like super difficult to kill the person, and it's like giving us a obstacle for the character to go over. And then in the actual movie this year, they make the villain look so pathetic, because it's like no one can beat them until Mulan came, and then the fight was like 2 minutes. The fight was literally 2 minutes. There was nothing. The fight was literally 2 minutes. I'm not giving any spoilers here, but the fight was literally 2 minutes. Oh my god. You know what, I might just as well give some spoilers, right? I find it very stupid that the witch just gave up her life when in the beginning she was like, "We are the same," and then tried to kill Mulan, and then in the end it's like, "Oh, a girl with chi supported by the army, I'm gonna save you." Like what is that sudden turn of event. There's no character development, and because they gave Mulan this chi power, right, and not because she like made her way up, like work her way up into becoming a powerful person in the army, it doesn't make her someone we can relate to. She's like this Ma Li Su character at this point. And the storyline is just whacked. They don't want to include Mo Shu, right? So okay, fine, then they include a witch. For what? For what? And then they say they don't want to include this guy. They don't want to include this guy, right? And then they include this guy. And it's like, dude, choose whether you want to include or you don't want to include. And then when they include, you kind of have the sense of, oh my god, maybe there will be some sort of romance, right? And this bloody guy is like the main character in this stupid movie. But you know what happens? He has like 4 lines. There's one like 30-second moment with Mulan at the end of the film. And they like touch hands and like that's it. And that's it. Like if you don't want to include any romance, how about you don't include anything? In the side characters, there's nothing. If you want to sum up the entire movie, right, it's just that the movie is flat. It feels flat, it is flat, and the script made it flat, the storyline made it flat, the filming made it flat. Of course, there's like, oh my god, the scene is so nice, they have a great landscape. You notice that in this entire film, there is so many landscape shots, there is so many wide shots from far, and then you see like a little horse running, or like from far they do the fighting scene. There's so little close-up, so in the end you feel like you're actually watching a National Geography documentary instead. You get so many wide shots and whatever, and then you don't get any close-up, you can't see any emotion, so every single person felt so flat, everything felt so flat, it was so disappointing. It's the kind of movie where you come out of the theatre and you're like, glad I watched it so people wouldn't pester me to watch it, but I will never ever rewatch this. Like every few minutes, they will say some line or they do some shots that make you feel like, god damn, I really paid money for this. Let's talk about the actor Liu Yifei. Now, I'm quite active on Weibo, which is like the Chinese Twitter, and Liu Yifei is a very famous actress. She's very known for like being very pretty. People always admire her for her natural beauty and whatever. So she's known for being very pretty, but her work has not been great for the past 10 years of her career. But it has been smooth sailing, as in the sense that her work never got a very high rating, like the movies that she's been in, the TV dramas she's been in, has never gotten a very high rating, but she's never been in like any big controversy. So her like career in the media industry has been quite smooth sailing. One of the main reasons, right, they chose Liu Yifei to act was because that she's fluent in English. By fluent, I mean that she can speak English, but she doesn't speak it like an American-born Chinese, where it's like fluent American accent. It was the best choice out of all the actresses that you can get from China, mainly because she's very pretty, she's very well known, so her being in the film itself will actually boost the amount of people that would go, because she's very well known in China. Compared to other actresses in China, she can speak English very well. If you ask me who's my favorite actress from China, right, it's Yang Zi. She looks like this, and Yang Zi is a fantastic actress. I think she's known as one of the best actresses in China, but she cannot speak English, and definitely that means that she cannot audition for this film. By that I mean so that's why I say Liu Yifei is the best choice if they wanted someone from China to play Mulan, because she can speak fluent English. She's actually said by one director that she's afraid to be expressive with her emotions. I don't even recall one single time she scrunched her eyebrow or like went like that, because the emotions have just been wooden throughout the entire thing. 就是你感觉这个人物呢没有层次，你看的时候你就突然间感觉，所以木兰这时候的感觉是什么？你根本看不出她是开心、快乐、伤心。And I get it, like she wants to hide herself and whatever, but it's like she's not just hiding herself away from the boys. She's trying to act like she's like a man, you know, but she's also hiding herself away from the audience. So the audience never really got to know who Mulan really is. I feel like the director should have added a few scenes where like Mulan is by herself, and you know, like show a scene where she's like upset and she's very tired from like trying to do all this acting and whatever. This is the kind of movie I wouldn't rewatch. For Mulan, it's like if I have to rewatch it, that's 2 hours of my life gone. And by the end of the 2 hours, what do I get? Do I get some sort of feeling from it? No. Do I get some sort of lesson from it? No, what lesson did I learn from this? I don't know what lesson I learned from this. Honestly, truly, ask me, you learn lessons from the actual animated series. You feel emotions from it, because in that, right, you know, that's the sudden cut to the battle scene where like a girl were fighting, then they cut off that scene and then they ended the battle arena and whatever. That was so good. That was so well executed. I was like an 8-year-old when I was watching it. I was like, damn. And now even as a 17-year-old when I watch it, I'm like, holy it's really good. In the actual film itself, nothing is dramatized, there's no sudden cuts, there's no whatever. It just feels like you're watching a documentary. So once again, before I end this video, I'm just going to tell you that if you ask me to rewatch this, fine. Don't think that I'm gonna sit there and watch it quietly, because I'm going to point out every single thing that's wrong with this film out loud. So don't watch the film with me. That's all I can say. If you do want to watch Mulan, it's nothing like the original. It is definitely not. Even if you forsake the fact that the original animated series, animated film of Mulan existed, right? Even if you think that it never existed in this universe and they just made Mulan 2020 as the first Mulan film ever, by God, it is a terrible movie. The pacing is all wrong, the story is flat, the script is weird and awkward, the lines are delivered really weirdly. Without subtitles, you don't understand anything. The actress and the actors are like there but not there, and you don't feel anything in this film. I mean, I consider you to watch it because everyone is watching it, and it will be like the biggest film in 2020 because it is 200. Oh my god, I forgot to mention this. This is $200 million. They made this with 200 million USD dollars, right? For context, 流浪地球 The Wandering Earth is made with 20 million USD budget. That is a difference of 10 times difference in budget, and I can assure you that 流浪地球 is 10 times better than Mulan. If you haven't watched it, The Wandering Earth is actually available on Netflix, so if you can watch it, you can watch it. That pacing was awesome, the script was awesome, all the visual effect was on point for The Wandering Earth. You know, everything felt like it was working and whatever in The Wandering Earth, but in Mulan, there's like weird things that's come out. Whatever is the phoenix? You know, what is the phoenix for? They never actually said the phoenix. Like, they took out Mushu, but they added some like CGI phoenix, which looks like absolute shit. I don't know how much and how they hired the person who made the phoenix, but the phoenix looked really fake. I don't know if that was the thing they were going for, but the phoenix looked really bad. There was no point. God, this scene where Mulan is like there and then she's like, I'm gonna rise, you know, and then the phoenix is like suddenly she has wings from the back. For what reason? I know maybe they're trying to do that phoenix rise from the ashes, because in like Chinese legend and culture, like the phoenix never dies, it will rise from the ashes. But then in this, it's like it doesn't actually make any sense. It genuinely does not make any sense. Like, what is the phoenix for? Does it represent anything? Does it represent her ancestors? There's a lot of metaphors that they try to make with this film, but nothing makes sense. Nothing makes it through because the story is just flat. 0.10. I definitely do not. Why do people even leave positive reviews for this? I don't compare the fight scenes in Mulan, right? It's pretty good. Honestly, I want to tell you, it's pretty good. For a 200 million movie, it has to be good. And then you compare it to, I don't even know the budget for this, but it's like a 55 episode Chinese drama. I watched this fighting scene. You see this? They can make that, and the budget wasn't even like that high. So I don't think fight scenes should be something that you praise for, which is a lot of positive reviews. They're like, oh, I don't know Mulan, but after watching this, I feel like doing backflips. Yeah, of course you feel like doing backflips, but my dear, it's a $200 million film. Of course you're expecting some sort of fight scene from it. I'm pretty sure half the budget went into just hiring the extra crew, because they had like a lot of army people and then like the people in the black horses and whatever, and also hiring the location set. Okay, I swear, last point, see, this is what happens if you do something impromptu. You miss out a lot of points in the beginning. The last point is, there is this scene in the beginning of the court where he says that he saw the witch and whatever. This scene, you can see that it's all men, and then in the next scene when they bring Mulan to the court, there's suddenly a woman. Why is there a woman? Why is there a woman on the court? Are you saying that the men brought their wives to the court? Because I'm not very sure in Chinese like ancient culture, but are you sure you can bring women to the court? I'm pretty sure you cannot bring women to the court. And fine, okay, let's neglect that fact. okay, that they brought women to the court. Why is it a woman who presents Mulan to the emperor? Your Majesty, Hua Mulan, and then she walks away. Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see this? That is not allowed. How can you have a... It's definitely not right to have a woman to introduce Hua Mulan to the emperor.
Alright, I think I contradicted myself. I'm not too sure. So I did some research because like Mulan was from the Northern Wei, Bei Wei dynasty or something, and I searched whether like that's allowed, you know, Northern Wei, see that? Yeah. So I searched whether it's allowed and whether the women are actually allowed to be in court. And I found out a very, very long article about women in court, about Ni Guan and stuff, but it's too long, and I've been editing this video for nearly 4.5 hours. So I'll just leave this article's link in the description, and if anyone's interested in reading, you can read it. My head hurts. I don't really know if they are allowed to be on court, but if they are allowed to be on court, why weren't they in court in the first scene and they only appeared when like celebration needed? So I don't know. They might be just wives, but does the emperor did he have like 150 wives? Wait, hold on, I don't know. He might have 150 wives. Wait. Okay, so after some more research, there is no way that the emperor has 150 wives, because in the history of China, the emperor with the most amount of wives, the max number was like 66 wives.
The trailer makes it seem like it will be one of the best movies that you ever see, but it's not. That's all I can say. Yep, that's it.